try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, your check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression,
So here we have the MEUS LCG chassis kit completely built. Let's talk about the things that I think are important and the things that other channels might not talk about, but that's not how we do things here. This is intended for feedback and for absolute honesty. I was sent this chassis for nothing. I got into contact with MEUS about some issues that I was having with my MEUS nylon portals, which is what this rig is running. And I absolutely love them, but as you can see, we were getting some rubbing, and that was due to incorrectly sized hexes, which they have sorted. These are the new and improved hexes that sort the issues out, and we've had no issues since swapping those over. But that's not why you're here. You're here to see and talk about this new chassis that MEUS have just released, and I think this chassis is going to tick a lot of boxes for a lot of people. Joe, Exo Caged, has made a class 3 with it. Now, I personally don't think that is where the strengths of this chassis are. I do not feel that is the optimal place for this chassis. I think for you guys that are looking to build a scale crawler like I have, a scrawler like Spidey, then I think this is the absolute pinnacle, the sweet spot. Let's call it that. Not the pinnacle, but let's call it the sweet spot. MEUS have released this at a really, really good price. $109 for this chassis kit. You get the gearbox, the motor mount. You get this transfer box or gearbox. You get all of the mounting paraphernalia for the body. You get sliders, skid. I really do think it represents a really good value. One of the issues that I had, and I don't know whether this was a me problem or a kit problem, I had to drill out. So this shaft, let's get my hand out of the way, this shaft here, I had to actually drill that out, this side, this one. But you know the hole that goes through, the pin that came with these are MEUS, let's just rotate that, these are MEUS drive shafts. So you'd think that the pins that they came with would fit. It didn't. I did have to drill the shaft out. But after doing that, I actually realised, and let me just grab those now. Hopefully I can do this on camera so that you guys can see. So this is the pin. I think this is my pin. So I've got a 239. I think it's actually 236, that pin. And this is 245. If I let go, it goes up to nearly 249. Let's just measure this one again. I think this is like 236. So it's only 0.10 of a millimetre difference. But the ones that were supplied with these compared to the ones that I carry in my spares there was a slight difference. Is it the whole hex thing again? I don't know. But instead of drilling this out like I did, you might just want to have a look, see if you've got any other pins that are the same but smaller, because that would have saved me the aggravation of drilling that out. Apart from that, the only other thing that wasn't a problem, but the only other thing that will need some consideration from you guys, I'm just trying to get this into a position. So the only other thing that I think will need consideration from you guys, let's just get the camera in the right position. So I'm using all of the parts from my previous Spidey build, with the exception of these two links. Now, I originally had high clearance upper links, but they were getting into the motor mount. And Joe over at XO, he's noticed that it is a little bit tight over here, but if you use an angled, the body mounting parts are falling off. So I don't know whether you can see that, guys. Maybe if I can get the blooming camera into a better position for you. There you go. So I don't know whether you can see that, but I've used an angled rod end there for the link. And what this has enabled me to do is just kick both sides a little bit lower away from the motor mount. Now, I'm not sure what MEUS's intention was for that, whether they actually designed this for a Capra axle, because the Capra axle does mount those links out a little bit further. But if you're going with these axles, and I really recommend at this stage, we haven't been out and driven it yet, but at this stage I recommend using the MEUS axles, these nylon portals, for this build. I really do, because everything else goes really, really well. We've got really good pinion angle. Both front and rear, the pinion angles are very nice. We get good clearance between the links. And I can't think of anything else that I would actually improve with regards to the design. I hated the bumpers when I saw them. Let me just get the bumper around. So this front bumper, I actually didn't like it. I thought it was lazy. But once you've got your wheels on there, it actually sits behind where a 1.9 would go. Joe's gone down the Class 3 route. As I say, I don't think this is a Class 3 vehicle. I don't really understand his reasoning for building a Class 3, but maybe that's the best way to show this off, to sell you the truck. Yeah, so these bumpers I didn't like, but I have to say, well, I don't have to say, although they did send me this for nothing, I don't have to say it. I think these bumpers were actually okay. They're not the most aesthetically pleasing bumpers, and I'm sure if you were going to build a scale crawler with this, that might be the way you wanted to go. But I really, really like them. The skid is made out of like a POM Delrin material, so that's going to slide very well. And we'll find out about these boat sides, I think they're called. One of my friends told me. The jury is out on them, but for now we've got our electrics mounted, and these are the cells I'm using. I'm going to link to everything down below, because I'm a sellout YouTuber who's trying to feed his kids off of the few pence we make. Yeah, so that is going to go up there. That's where I'm going to mount the battery. Is going to be there on a strap, and I think this is probably going to be the setup that we run. We've got a few little bits to do to finish the body off. Let me just grab Spidey's body into the shot. So throw Spidey up there. There are some parts that are going to be added. I've got some cut off body posts with an angle in that I'm going to screw into the chassis. Not sure if you can see that. Yeah, there we go. So I've got some cut off body posts that I'm going to screw into the chassis, and we're going to pop a hole in the back. And my friend Ed from the 404 chat, we're smashing everything about here. Where is it? Where's that gone? I'm not going to lie, I had to switch lights on and everything to find that. There we go. So Ed, I hope you can see it. It's a fantastic item. Ed has very kindly made me an exhaust stack that needs, it needs the details added into it. This needs sort of painting, maybe black and silver, and that will be going on the back of Spidey's cage. Can I show you? I'm trying to get it into the shot. Is that... Oh my goodness. Those guys that do this really well. Fair play to you, chaps, because this is difficult. So yeah, it's going to go on there, something like that. Hopefully you can see it in the background there. And yeah, I'm looking forward to having that as part of the build. I think it's going to look really, really scale. And Spidey was always supposed to be a scale truck that can crawl. That's a scrawler. So a scale crawler, not an out-and-out scale rig. He's not meant for competition in any way, shape or form. This is just a truck that I want to be able to take out into the world and have some fun with. Let me just grab his wheels. I know you saw them in the intro of the video. I'm looking everywhere for his wheels and he's sat on them. He does have two sets of wheels though. We'll talk about that, I suppose. So that is what Spidey's going to look like with his wheels on, although the tyre direction, I know guys, the tyre's the wrong way round. Where's his other set? Right, so he's got two sets of wheels. He's got the Endura XH hex pins with a really, really nice soft 3D printed insert from Revolt LCG. And he's also got a soft, that feels like a medium actually, this is actually a back wheel. He's got a soft in the front, a medium in the rear, 3D printed inserts from Revolt. So there we go. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to do some running footage in this video, but just let me say before we get to that part, that if you are looking for a 110 scale scrawler or a proper scale rig chassis to build your scaler on, then I'm not going to recommend it for a class 3 because there's far better options for that. I mean, you can use it as a class 3, I guess, but I actually think the sweet spot for this is in the scale or scale crawler market. And for you guys that are looking for a chassis to put it on, honestly, it is fantastic. I've not really found anything apart from some idiosyncrasies regarding mounting links and stuff like that I think are going to be a problem for anybody. It goes together really nice. The carbon fiber's beautiful, all the detailing, and you know the branding and everything. It's just lovely. By the way, we've got this on fake Dravtech, and I'm running a very simple Dumbo RC with a 2300 Fusion. Oh, and I've got one of the Yippin AK-70 servos up the front, which we have reviewed on the channel. They're really good. It was a choice between that and the GDW servo that we've just reviewed, because I do have a spare one of those. But I think I'm going to be putting that in the Revolt build, which is coming up soon. If this is indeed the end of the video, thank you very much for watching. Links to everything, as I've said below, for this really, really decent chassis kit. and there may be some running footage coming up. If not, you'll see that in a video very shortly. So with the weather the way it's been, guys, this is all we're going to get. We are at the impossible wiggly fingers, the impossible line. Let's see how she does. The lines have changed depending on the tyre. The lines have changed, so it might take me a few goes. This isn't rehearsed, we're just coming straight at it. It might take me a few seconds to find the line, if we can find the line on this wet tree. The reason we might struggle a little bit to get to a video for this build is because the weather's been terrible. It's just rained non-stop for the last 2 or 3 days. We're just getting a little bit light on the front end. The shocks haven't been optimised yet, guys. I'm still running 30mm springs on these fake Dravtechs, and they definitely need the 40s, which would be giving us a little bit more push. I'm not running any negative springs. This is all geometry and shock. So all of the builds I've had that have made this climb have struggled at this point. The inserts definitely seem to be doing their job. I don't think it's an insert issue. The Revolt inserts do seem to be keeping their part of the bargain. As you can see, we're pretty well side hilled in there, and we've got really, really good integrity on the sidewall. We just can't make the pull, guys. Like I say, this maybe we've increased the weight enough for it to make this an issue. We are unloading. The old negative springs would be doing us a solid there, wouldn't they? I wonder if we need to just come out. Oh, and there it is, guys. There it is. Right, so you need to take and make sure the tyres are up. If you get into that crag there, you're going to snap stuff. And let me tell you about the MEUS axles in this rig. They have been bound up in there a ton of times, and they're still in one piece. I did have that trouble with the pins, but mate, these things are so strong. Right, okay, this thing is very solid in the descent by the look of it, guys. Well, this video really ended up turning out to be quite the epic, but I just wanted to share these, and then obviously after driving the rig I wanted to give you my final thoughts. This climb at the back here, from the angle that I came at it, was previously impossible for Spidey in these previous configuration. Those Revolt inserts could be making a fair bit of difference, but I can't help think that it's also to do with the geometry and stuff as well. There's no real way to tell, but I can tell you that I am happy with the way that Spidey tracked on this particular climb, which is very close to where my partner lives. This actual section can be really snappy. These MEUS Axials, obviously I had the issues with the hexes and stuff, but MEUS has sorted it. MEUS do seem to be one of those companies that listen to you and your feedback and then either work on or fix the issues. Customer service has been brilliant. Spidey making his way through there. It's a really difficult section that can really mess your truck up if you're not careful. And of course, I'm not going to get on the throttle in time and we end up with a tumble. There are definitely some geometry changes and tuning to be done. I'm not exactly happy with where the truck sits when it's at full compression. You know, when the vehicle's sat at its natural ride height. I do think that this rig would benefit from straight links. At this length that it's at, maybe if I shorten up I'll go high clearance, but for now I'm just going to do some straight brass links for the vehicle. I'm going to be giving you my final thoughts now. I hope you enjoyed this video so far. Spidey making that absolutely every time now. I thought I'd try something different, guys. I've had to stop edit because little man's off to nursery. I get you. This video took way longer than I wanted. I got all upset because Exo got his video out first. It don't matter, does it? Not really. Let's be honest, I'm never going to make enough money to support my family. I'm not going to make enough money on YouTube to support my family. But if you do use the links underneath my videos, it does help me to support my hobby and my projects, and for that I'll be really grateful. I did a big long studio version of this where at the end I say I do recommend this if you're building a scale rig or a class 1 or a class 2 rig, then I think this is optimised. Joe's made a class 3 out of it, a megalithic 2.2s and all that. If that's what Joe wants to do, then good luck, Joe. I don't think that's what this rig's for, but I mean his last video of it running shows that it does a pretty good job at that, so fair play to him. At 106 quid, 21% overdrive in the gearbox, nice geometry. Not keen on the upper front link situation because of the FMM, forward motor mount, but it's really good. Good job, MEUS. I've had the smallest of issues with a few bits from MEUS, but the customer service has been good, and we don't mind a company dropping the ball if they pick it up really quickly. I know they've had some problems with the isokinetic Axial components as well, and I've also seen that they've done really good at sorting that out for people. So the other version of this was going to be like 10 minutes long, and I already appreciate you giving me the time you've already given me, so I'm going to stop it there. Remember guys, no matter the question, love is always the answer. I love this lady and I love her boy Neo, and if you love us, please hit the thumbs up button, share the video with people that you think might be interested in the LCG chassis, and again there'll be links to everything in this video below. If you like this, please click one of these videos and subscribe if you haven't already, because my ego likes to look at the numbers.
Bye, Nan.
Bye, Nan.